I mean, just haven't really necessarily been told to shoot it every time whenever you get it. So I think that's good for our team, and it's gonna help us in the long run.
I felt like you guys were, just there all night, like kind of just like chasing right on their tails. Just what was it about their pressure, especially in that second half, that like you couldn't just get over the hump as a team?
I mean, I think one or two more shots go. I mean, it's a different story. Obviously, they hit 6 more threes than us, and only won by 4. So that's another big difference in points. And we, like I just said, we gotta shoot more of those threes that we get, because I think we're getting some good looks and quick threes that we can really shoot. And I mean, Quinn really likes us getting up more threes, so it's gonna help us in the long run if we just continue to get better at it, and we'll work on it.
Any further questions? Terrell?
You guys have about 7 games remaining in the regular season, about a week off too before you'll be back home. So what will your focus be over the next 7 games to kind of jump to get to the 7th seed if possible?
I mean, we can't really look too much and too far ahead in all these 7 games. We just got to continue to play it one game at a time. And I know we got probably one more maybe before we go out on the road and have to come back. So we got to take care of that first one before we go out on the road and just take it one game at a time. And I mean, we can control. So that's all that matters.
Thanks, Trae.
Got you.
Floor balance changes like that, and it's not that you don't want to drive, but I thought we passed up some shots that, we had one stretch where we had 3 straight threes that we didn't make, but we'll rebound a few of those. They're actually easier to defend against, and then when we draw them out, if we can get to the rim. But I thought the second half defensively, we started talking more. And that cleans up a lot of things, regardless of a coverage or a scheme or a plan. Guys are out there competing, and if you talk, you can defend together, and that's the key. So, I'd like to watch the film and see some of the details of that, but those are my initial impressions.
When it is a night like this where shots maybe aren't necessarily falling as much, do you think that kind of leads into guys passing up maybe some good shots if they're not having that night?
Possibly, and you just can't. That's where, particularly the way that they're playing. They're shifting so far over to stop penetration, and for a little while we weren't maybe making that pass quickly enough, and then we kind of figured it out. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a shot. It has to be a really quick decision. I think you had one where you just ripped through baseline and we kicked it right to the corner, but where we get off it and keep attacking. But it's a lot of, if you're open, some guys, Bogey's going to take that shot. Someone else may pull through and drive it. Some guys might do either. But we can't let that mentality dictate how we play. If it's like, if we're on or not. It's just got to be the way we play, and that's consistent. That allows the other guys to know what's going on the court too.
And then in that second half, just with those live ball turnovers, it felt like you guys were just there and then like missed a shot, or just there and had a live ball. Was it something about their pressure that made that more difficult, or was it just mental lapses?
I think, a lot of times that there's something that's happened before that where we end up playing in a crowd, and with a team that is, they had small lineups on the court at times too, but, they put size out there a lot of times and physicality. And it's just that much more important to make simple plays to keep us out of those situations where those things occur.
Hey, Coach, will you talk about Okongwu's contribution and what you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, he's been really good, particularly on the offensive glass. He's one of the guys that, you don't see a lot of post-ups in today's NBA. But when he gets a mismatch, guys trust him to throw the ball over the top. He's got excellent hands, and he's a great finisher. So, but he has impacted the game so much on the offensive glass. And again, it's one of the reasons we needed to take those shots, because he's been tenacious rebounding. So, as much as anything, I've just liked the way he's competed, and he's hungry to learn. And, he continues to bring that. He'll keep getting better.
Coach, Memphis is one of the more physical teams in the league. As you go forward, is that something that you would like to see this team improve on, is just being a little bit more physical night in and night out?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be who you are. You know, when you look at some of those guys out there, you're going to be more physical if you're 230 as opposed to 200. You know, but that doesn't mean that you can't be aggressive, and I think there's a difference. You know, and sometimes aggressive means like running. You know, like it means cutting, it means spacing. But you know, you have to keep playing. We can't have any kind of mental, you know, I won't even call it lapses, where there's always something to do on the court, just constantly, whatever it is. Sometimes it's more noticeable than others, and that's the aggression that we have to play with, particularly if the team is as physical as Memphis is. You know, if you aren't aggressive, it's going to really show, you know, as physical as they are.
Any last questions?
Okay.